Call the meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I'll consider a motion to approve the commission minutes of July 6th, 2017.
So moved.
Second? Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Okay. Consider motion to approve claims to be paid as presented. Can I have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve the claims.
I have a question.
Any discussion on that?
I guess I'm gonna ask you about the High Plains tree sewer there on that 19-2.
That's what I was gonna bring up too.
Did you get a price from or anything, or?
No, I did not. They did a lot more than what I thought they were going to, like cut the tree down and stuff like that. And you were telling them what to do.
Well, they asked me a question, that's about all they told me. But I didn't, I was advised to get a price
I
from
asked-
Tony.
I asked you to see if you could get somebody to do it,
Right.
and you never
That
got
was-
back to me. And these
No,
guys
Our
were,
meeting was Tuesday and that was Wednesday.
and they got it done right
Well, I'm
away.
not saying that they didn't, I'm just saying, I was advised to get a price, and I think that should be for all of us, we all should have to. If there's something like that, I mean, of that magnitude, I mean, I
What do you think?
I believe we all should.
That's up to you guys to decide. The amount for the bid is, I think, what, 50,000? 25. 25, so,
It's under 25,000.
but that's what you have to decide as a commission in.
Well, we all sat in this meeting and heard it, and I was supposed to get a price from Antoine, I guess. I would think it shouldn't matter if it's High Plains or if it's whoever it is. I mean, we're supposed to get a price, get a price. I guess it'd mean no different if, just because Dave's the chair and I'm sitting over here, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is.
That's
Would
an
you say it's
agreement-
true?
Well, that's an agreement that you need to make between yourselves as far as what you're going to do. As far as, it didn't need to be bidded because it was under the dollar
Right.
amount, but if you want to develop policies that you're gonna follow as a commission, that's something that you folks need to do.
I just think we need to follow by whenever we sit in this meeting and we say to tell one guy to get a price. I think it's only fair that if somebody else does it, that they should get a price too. To me, it's just logic, it ain't.
Okay, that's enough on that.
I agree with him. I think it should have been bidded out.
Well, what about you on the refrigerator and deep freeze? You didn't bid that out either, and that was $12,000, and it came to $42,000 by the end of it. So what's the
Not
difference?
for the refrigeration stuff. That was for the whole garage remodel.
I don't think that truthfully, Jim, has nothing to do with what we're talking
Well,
about.
I think so. So we're done with that. Can we have a motion to approve it?
We have a motion and a second, we just need to vote.
All those in favor say aye. Days and opposed, nay. Okay, Linda?
Two chairs, just like that.
just here to ask for money for my health insurance. I guess, that paragraph pretty well explains it. We kind of cut to the bare bones, we haven't had any raises again in 2017. The board members have not been paid any kind of wage for the last 4 years. One other thing that some of the counties are implementing is they do make the conservation district an employee of the county. And then the district reimburses the county for the wages, but we get on your insurance part. I don't know how much red tape that is, I have to find out how much extra work that would be. I guess that's an option also. That falls on your shoulders, oh Becky, that's a lot of extra hoopla, I know. I don't know what else to do. My age is the culprit here.
You're not on the insurance with USDA?
No, I'm not federal, no, I can't, I'm not federal, we're a subdivision of the state government, and so we fall under the county. So we've always had to purchase health insurance.
Everybody in that office?
The rest of the crew are federal. I'm district.
Oh,
And the wages are paid through the district, through the tree plantings, the CRPCs, all that.
I don't have federal wages.
So we pay her wages, and we're just asking for a little reimbursement for the health insurance. That way, we can allocate more dollars to the landowners of the county and whatnot. This helps us out a bit more, more dollars. And we all know that it's getting higher and higher, and it's not going to be benefits, so.
We have been giving 15,000, but that won't cover it anymore.
I did talk to the insurance agent yesterday, and that's where I got these figures from her. And she said it's going to go up at least 16.5%. I asked her why, and she said, well, the health insurance fee, they forgave it last year. So the biggest thing is the culprit is the specialty drugs. So I don't know if Trump's gonna get this fixed by next year. I have no idea. Hope he does for all of us, but
so technically you would be a Walworth County employee.
yes, I am.
Would it be better to put her, or can we even do it?
I'd have to talk to the insurance company.
I think you did that once before, didn't you? And the hoopla was,
We have in the past. I can't remember exactly what that came down to. It's been quite a while.
any other questions?
I want to check and see again what it costs to put her under as an employee. And then we just get reimbursed that, the wages.
That would work fine for us. That would be wonderful.
Technically, if she's a Walworth County employee, why isn't she on the Walworth County?
It's never been that way, Jim. Never. I've been here for 25 years, and it's always been that the conservation district picks up the insurance. I don't know why. But we've always gotten, other than there's a couple of years between 2012 and 2014, we didn't get any appropriations from the county for the health insurance. Other than that, we've always had an allocation from you guys.
On the table until you can do some checking on it.
A motion to table, for a second. Any discussion? All those in favor of tabling them and getting some information to bring up for the next meeting, say aye. Opposed, nay.
When is yours due, in November?
No, it's actually not due till February.
We got a little bit of time.
We do. We do. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning.
I
tell you that the last time I was here, it rained, and it rained today. Maybe I should come back next week, next month, whatever it takes.
Totally up to you.
I'll try to stay away. The commission asked for, the county nurse to come back, and her timing and schedule just didn't work out, so because your budget meetings are coming up, I decided I would just take care of it myself. So, here's the presentation for Walworth County Community Health. Just a little bit about the services that we provide. Women, infant, children, nutrition services, which is WIC. Maternal child health, which is moms and babies. Family planning, immunization, car seats, pack and plays. School nurse services, which that's in Mobridge, and we just contracted with Selby now as well. So that was a good win for all of us. And then foot care. The women, infant, children, economic impact, we have 203 clients, $112,000 worth of vouchers dispersed to those women, pregnant women, to use at grocery stores in Walworth County. So that's a great thing for them. We provide education, and you can read it. We provide children 5 years of age and younger, pregnant women, and women postpartum 6 months up to 1 year qualify for this program. And maternal child health, that's where the immunizations fall in. 724 doses have been given for fiscal year 2016. We do participate in the South Dakota immunization record, so anytime we give a shot, it goes to that state record, and all of them are tracked. We give car seats out, postpartum visits for moms who just had babies, pack and plays if families need them. We have a reading program. We teach oral hygiene classes, which, believe it or not, that is extremely important. There's a lot of people that take advantage of that oral hygiene program just to come and get toothbrushes and help teach young kids how to brush their teeth. Any questions on WIC or maternal child health at all?
Your funding level has been the same since 2012.
No.
Oh, no.
No, 2000, it was stagnant from 2009 to 2012, and then 2013 and 14, there was a 5% increase, and then a 3%, 15 and 16, and this is really state-driven. We don't ever ask for more than what the state, it's a three-way contract between the hospital, the county, and the state. And like I said, we've never asked for different than what the state has proposed in their state contract.
Do you know what the request is this year?
You guys, we left the contracts with you, and we had just gotten them the day before, so I had not even seen the contract. I'm assuming it's 3, it might be 2.6 or there's a dollar amount in there. Might be on the way back page. No.
Yeah, page 10 doesn't have it.
Yeah, usually. Well, they break it out. into, I can do the math for you and send you an email, Becky. I don't, they break it out between the maternal child health, the WIC program, and then just other fees. It's on page 14. I don't have an exact total. So I can go back to the presentation, just the school nurses, nursing services, dental hygiene, puberty education, vision, hearing, scoliosis, life screenings. We have gone into the schools, and part of it's county funded, but what the county doesn't pay for and the state doesn't pay for, the hospital, we do not charge the schools or the families for any influenza vaccinations. They used to be state reimbursed, the state would supply the vaccine and we would just supply the labor to do it. The state quit paying for the vaccines. We've gone in and just provided that service to those kids because we feel it's important. And then again, the contract with Mulbridge and the Selby schools. Family planning, we have 25 family planning clients. We do blood pressure checks at the senior centers. Elderly foot care, we come to Selby once a month and in Mulbridge by appointment anytime that the nurse is available. So Selby residents can sure come to Mulbridge and make an appointment as well. So that's the presentation. I guess in conclusion, we thank you, the county, for your support. Without the funding from the county and the state, we wouldn't have a community health service because it's, like everything else, very expensive.
We got that on the proposed budget. It'll be here.
I don't think I put an increase request in yet.
Page 32 is my requested, 37,188.
Okay, so I did just filled in, I think, based on what we were increasing the ambulance services by.
I was gonna say, I need a calculator for everything anymore.
Page 37.
32.
And again, we are definitely not asking for more than what the state contract has, what their state budget allowed. We don't really have a lot, I mean, I can't.
That amount would be a little more than 3%. 3% would be 3780.
Ambulance fund, 3% increase. The ambulance is only 3% increase.
I say we just bring it up at our budget meeting.
It's your budget meeting
After this,
after this?
the first
Okay.
one.
I can text you what that increase is, so you have your phone with you. I'll just text you, if I can take one of these with me, and then I can do the math and figure out what the state's proposing, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Any other questions on the program at all, or the services?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, discussion regarding the request for a speed limit reduction on County Road 319.
there's 35-mile-an-hour speed limits signs put up each side of my farm yard.
What is yours?
Jesse crying.
What is the reason for it?
Well, my farm yard is right alongside the road, and the dust is absolutely terrible. And another, I've got a neighbor that I've talked to a few times throughout the years about his truck speeding by my place. And just talking to him did no good at all.
I guess I can vouch for it because I was working out there many a times and there's no doubt about it.
What's the speed limit
It
now?
gets a little wild right there.
Well, trucks 45, 55 for regular vehicles.
Are you asking for trucks and cars, Jesse, or just trucks?
Yeah, trucks and cars, if possible.
You want the speed limit itself on the road from 12 coming around B35?
Well, I don't know about the whole road, but I'm just asking for, just by my farm.
Just by the farm?
Yeah.
Just a reduction before they hit the highway.
'Cause it's both ways. Actually, Josh has been out there a number of times.
Have any citations been issued, do you know?
I can't answer that.
What was that, Penny?
I know he,
Wondered if there have been any citations issued.
Told me he's never caught anybody speeding out there.
You never actually caught anyone? Okay.
Well, they came
That
back
he
and
did.
told me that they pulled over 4 of them that day,
yeah.
one day.
Unless he's talking about a different road.
Could be because Josh told me that too, that he did not say if they issued any tickets, but he definitely stopped them. And it does. Like I said, I've been there.
And how far back would that be then? Oh, would that be a mile or so, or that would
Our farm's a quarter mile from the highway.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be an issue, Penny? Like I said, it does. There's no question about it.
Yeah, no, I understand what he's saying. I'm just trying to figure out where to put the signs.
Why don't you put a dust proofer on there?
You got $6,000 to give me, I'd be more than happy to do it.
Give up a lot more than that, I don't know. Maybe it might come flowing in.
I don't have a problem putting the speed limit signs up, but to enforce it, that's the issue. You can put whatever signs you want up, but enforcing them is a different game.
That's why I asked if Josh had issued any or the sheriff's department had issued any citations. If we're stopping them and not issuing them citations, that's not gonna do any good. We can put 35-mile-an-hour speed zone in there, just over the hill, south of you guys' place. Go back up to 55 till it's posted out here, just west of town, 35 coming into town. So,
Yeah, we sure appreciate that.
Well, we should just ask Josh when he gets here.
yeah. Because if he's not issuing citations, it doesn't do any good to change signs.
Kind of go talk to Josh when he gets here. What I think we should do.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I think he'll be here pretty soon, if he wants to stick around. Supposed to be here at 4 till, so.
Yeah, he's right after me, so.
Okay.
Penny?
No.
Only got a couple things. Y'all got my June budget balances, any questions on those? Okay, hearing none, next thing is I've got 2 utility easements that have to be signed. There's the work that was done on Sicker Road. I'll need a motion on both of them.
Who are they for?
They're for showing excavation. think you can do them both at the same time.
I don't understand from your comments.
What is it now?
It's a utility easement, he bored underneath, Central for water, correct?
But both of them
Yeah.
They're the same road.
Yes, different places.
I thought I'd do them separate. If
Huh?
it's different places,
Yeah, it's two different
I just do them
places.
separate.
Just do number one and number two.
I'll get the address. I'll make a motion to approve the easement for T 123 North, R 77 W, Section 5-6.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion made for easement on T 123 R and 77 W 146.
T 123 N, R 77 W, Section 5-6.
Section 5, yes, sir. Any discussion on that? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, nay. One abstention. Okay, on the second one?
Make a motion to approve T 124 R 77 W, Section 7-8.
Motion has been made and seconded for the second one, or any discussion on that? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Okay, just a couple things to keep you up to date on what's going on, the agribusiness grant. Been submitted to Pier. Again, those are given out the 1st of August. We do need to get agreement forms ready for those that are going to participate in the payment of this project, if we are awarded the grant. I think we need to be proactive here and have this stuff ready instead of trying to be reactive and running around trying to get it done. I would like to do this project this fall, and with those agreements in place, we can go ahead and get it and get a end date and get it done this fall yet. So I want you to think about that.
Can you get those done up, Jamie?
Do you have like a draft that they use, or?
No, it'd just be our own, it would be
Okay.
an agreement between the county and them
Just to fund?
to help fund the 40% that the county has to pay
Yeah, we can do
for
that.
the total.
We can get those drafted up. I'll just get ahold of you, Penny.
Okay, talk to Scott, he knows who they are.
Okay.
I had a conference call yesterday with federal guys on the Flat Swan Creek project. Everything is getting ready to go. They're going to use bid letting late this fall or early right after the first of the year, hoping to get really good prices on it. So they're going to be bidding both double chip and a 2-inch mat, and whichever one comes in most advantageous, that's the way we're going with it. So I don't know. I do need to know more dates for Acasta though. I've only got one date in June, and I know there's other fishing tournaments, and I gotta get those dates. As soon as you got them, I need to get them sent down there, because they will close the project down from noon on Thursday till Monday morning at whatever time to accommodate the fishing tournaments, but I gotta have
I'm
dates.
just waiting for Wackerly to get back with me for next year's walleye classic.
Okay,
I don't know if they've actually set, because
That's
this year's
one in
is
July.
coming up this weekend.
okay,
I don't know if they've set the dates for next year.
okay, because they're gonna put it in the bid specs, so that contractors know that they have to adjust themselves around those 2 weekends. So, as soon as you know, that would be awesome. All right, that's all I've got.
Thank you,
Yes.
guys.
You had a list of those people, do they have a certain, just let me know, and then are they gonna do a certain dollar amount, or a percentage, or?
No, we're waiting for do we just go to 12? Consider motion to transfer the weed 4x4 sprayer to the highway department.
I so moved.
Okay, second? Okay, motion has been made and seconded to transfer the weed sprayer to highway department. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. You want to discuss a partial payment agreement?
He's not here yet.
Okay.
We told him
We can start on the spending thing out too.
I want Josh to be here for that.
Should I run that lady?
He's coming up.
There you go.
Morning.
Morning.
Can you go back to 7, so we don't keep Jesse here any longer than we have to?
Oh, okay. Okay. Jesse was talking about the speed reduction on County Road 319. Have you gone out there and cited anybody or anything like that?
I don't think any citations are gonna issue, no.
Have you warned some people?
I don't think we saw any of them, anybody out there. You're talking on this stretch? 319 don't mean anything because it's not signed, so I don't know what 319 is.
Got Jesse's place.
So 304th,
And by Highway 12.
303rd, excuse me, whatever it is.
No, by Jesse Burns.
Yeah, it's 300 Avenue.
Yeah. Okay, just got a complaint on it yesterday that people are running the stop sign with trucks again. So,
Yeah, but I mean, like last year, and this has been going on for a while already, so.
okay.
Travis said he pulled people over, or he said that one day that he was out there, but I didn't know if there was any citations issued.
I know we were watching, we did stop some for the stop sign violation, that portion of it. I know that, but for actual speed, I don't know that we did.
It was like they have a 35-mile-an-hour pass in place. Would that be any problem?
I don't think so.
If we put up 35 miles, would you patrol it, and issue citations on that 35 miles?
On that 35 mile an hour, if it's posted, yeah. Can't be a yellow sign, it's gotta be a white sign in order for me to enforce it. So it can't be a suggested speed.
All of our speed limits are black and white.
I know that some are yellow, that I'm just letting them know. But,
All of ours are black and white.
okay,
They're enforceable. I have no issues with moving to setting it to 35 and putting it back to 55. Just past the hill. I got to measure it out.
I make a motion to put it at 35.
Where's it gonna start
Motion
at?
been made. Put it at
Highway.
35, second.
At the highway and then go all the way up to the
Any
curb?
discussion on
No,
that?
just past Olson's.
Okay.
Okay, motion has been made, second to make 35. No discussion on it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? No.
Yeah. Go get him up, Joseph.
Okay. Okay, sheriff and jail reports.
Last week, you know, anything for 2017 yet?
What's that?
Anything for 2017?
The last page.
Last week, 2015, 2016, this is for 17.
Yeah, 17 currently is on the front of the packet. First 2 pages. She just got 15 and 16 on the back there, so you know what they were. This June was bill now 37,255. And then the total from January to June of this year is 287,125.
What has been receipted in between January and June is different than what he has on here because they put what they bill out, which is different. Because January's was December's revenue. What was received in January, so the total that's been receipted in 2017 for prisoner boarding is $427,726.04.
But that's why it's different than the 287. Anybody have any discussion on that? Question? Anything else you want to talk about, Josh?
Oh, man.
You were pretty full over the 4th of July. huh?
Yeah, we had a big court day.
How many were in court?
Kevin got to see how many benches and part of the pews were filled up in the courtroom by inmates. He stopped in there. So he got to see that 3/4 of each side of the courtroom was all inmates. So, what do we take over, 24? We had how many yesterday? 14
Yes.
from the new.
Yep.
I guess the maintenance issue, the third bullet under jail, maintenance issue at jail, that, I put that on there because we're having some issues with some plumbing, which Hayes is working on. They had to remove the whole unit out of one of the showers to actually get to figure out what part it is and what needs to be ordered. That's been ordered, so I don't know how much it's gonna be, but it's cheaper than replacing the whole
whole
unit.
kit was like $2,000. Jim took it apart, took the unit out, took it apart, and his only heating was actually not functioning, but that's still 2 weeks out, so it's been going on a month and a half now without a shower over there, so we've had to jockey around a little bit, but it'll soon be fixed. We got it ordered yesterday from the track it out, so.
It's a special order deal, they gotta make it, so it takes time.
And no, stock them, they gotta make them as they're ordered.
Did you have a problem with the inmate 2 that was drunk when he got in?
Well, we had a few that were like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Not any,
usually-
and not
that's
any
usually-
particular one, I don't think, but
That's usually all the
I
time.
had a few of them that were like that.
Was it kind of on the site?
There was a few over the last.
We got one that likes to keep getting arrested and put back in and get new charges and but he's kept in a drunk tank. He's not put in general population. Which I'm glad I have one to put him in, so. We had one juvenile, that juvenile is still being housed over in Aberdeen. Brought her back for court, juvenile female, and court ordered for health until next Monday. So we are housing a juvenile right now. We did have 2. One since then has been released back to custody of other arrangements have been made.
Okay. We'll consider a motion to explore the other financing options for the jail to let the public vote on the issue. Who brought this up?
I did. Been hearing a lot of comments about why are we just going with PFIC? There's 3 different options in this book for the jail. Why is it we've only discussed one, not the other 2 options in here? Is it because that the public can't vote on it if we go with PFIC? Is that the reason why we're going with PFIC? Because PFIC is the most expensive one. These other 2 options is basically the tax levies, but they need a 60% approval vote by the public. We're gonna spend $9.288 million on a building, which is that is the minimum part of this whole operation in the first place is the 9.288 million or the 7.8 million, depending on which way we go here. That is about 1/4 of the cost of this whole deal. And we're gonna try to ram it down the taxpayers' throats without giving them an option.
If you remember when those guys talked this last time, they said that could be voted on too.
It's not PF, it's not referendum compliant. The current plans that we have, there's 60 beds in there total. It's a 54-bed deal, but you got 6 housing cell or holding cells.
Drunk tanks, yes.
It's gonna be about $2 million a year to run this. With the recommendations that you got, the cost of the jail, it's gonna be right between 1.8 and 2.0 million dollars. If you, 54 beds, if you operate that at 85%, that's 51 beds that you can have normally occupied. At the 51 beds, that you're gonna have to come up with $5,480 a day. At 51 beds, that's $108 a day that we're gonna have to charge to come anywhere close to doing this. Walworth County inmates so far this year has averaged 6.27 inmates per day. And we're gonna try to shove $2 million down Walworth County's taxpayers without them having a choice in it. I think there's a way that we can do this to make it way easier for them. We need to get some numbers out to the public to show them how we're gonna pay for this. The plans that we got for the new jail, in my mind, are way, way overrated. Do we need 6 sheriff's offices in there for supposedly 1 sheriff and 2 deputies? We got 2 conference training rooms.
I know. I've already discussed that with them. It's a plan, Kevin. It's not a set in stone plan.
Nobody's ever approved any plans, that's what I'm saying.
And it's not approved.
If we could get this down to operating at $1.5 million, I think we could do that pretty easy by cutting some of the stuff out of the plans. The 1.5 million, we're down to, with the 51, we're at $81 a day, but if we still charge the $110 a day, it's gonna look a lot more favorable. And if we use the USDA one, which is a tax referendum, it does not have to be applied, but if we can show that we can make it off of what we're charging these other counties, it's gonna be a lot easier for these people in here to swallow it, to say, all right, I can see where at least you got a business plan. I've been asking for a business plan for months. But I still have not ever received a business plan for this new jail. Just like we want to run this PFIC through, well, we had talked about having a construction manager that would do the same thing as PFIC is doing. They would oversee the whole project and everything else. My other recommendation is I think we need to have a business manager to help run this instead of just a jail administrator. Business manager that knows how to run a business and does not constantly go over budget, has an idea of what needs to get done to maintain on track. My recommendation is to go with the USDA one, which cheapens it up considerably, but at least we have the vote of the public to put out there where we're not trying to run $9.288 million down their throat. And if it gets approved by 3 people, there's nothing that the other 5,000 people in the community that are paying taxes can say about it.
You know, you keep saying that 3 people. If you remember when that was voted on 2 years ago, we had a lot of people there, and a lot of people were for building a new jail, and it was voted down by 3 people.
Was there ever a referendum taken out?
No, there was not a referendum taken out.
That's their option though.
But
That's their option to
usually
take
it's,
referendum out.
it's just like us putting the 2 mile on. Now they have a referendum for it.
Exactly. They said
And
you gotta
and they
vote.
didn't, Jim and I wanted to have a vote at that time, and you guys voted it down.
We couldn't put it up for a vote.
It could have been put up for a vote at that time, but it didn't.
Well, we're still in the planning stages for one thing, Kevin. That plan is just preliminary. It's all it is. It's not a set plan. I've told you that from the get-go.
I realize.
I already told them that there's no reason to have 2 conference rooms. There's no reason to have that many offices. I've already discussed that stuff. But that's not even part of this right now. That plan isn't.
That's what I'm saying. And
Because it hasn't been voted on. That is just something that was come up with. That is not set in stone. It was never voted on or approved.
Well, I don't think, the way I look at it, I don't think you're seeing the other picture either, because,
I think I am.
well, I'm talking, I think because we can sit here and talk about this all along, but the taxpayers of this county should have the say-so. If they want,
When did I ever say that they shouldn't?
because we keep going one direction over here. We're not, this is not going anybody who watches this video can see that the direction that this is going has absolutely nothing to do with the taxpayers of Walworth County, unless I'm totally blind. Because there we sitting there talking about this right here, and we're never talking about this and letting the taxpayers of Walworth County should make that decision. Do they want a regional jail, or do they want to have, worry about Walworth County?
Seems to me it's come up.
Well, I think that's where it should go, and then it should get decided what we're gonna do. I would think that should be decided before anything.
Not my decision. It's your guys', as a board. That's why I put the issues in front of you. It is not my decision. It is your guys'.
I know it is. But this is exactly where this should go, is to the public, not to us.
I'd like to hear some comments from some of the people in the room that came here to listen to this.
We vote in this county to put you people into office to make the right decisions. It seems like we get quite often to the approach of 3 and 2, or whatever this may be. I haven't heard a discussion on why we should do what we're doing, for what reason. I don't know that Walworth County needs a 54-bed unit or whatever it may be. It's overrated. We can take care of our own county people. Remodel your jail. What is the wrong with the factor of having a jail that holds, what, 15 or 20? I don't even know how many it is. And take care of 6 Walworth County people. We don't need a service that goes out and takes care of the United States or 4 or 5 counties. It's too expensive, boys, and I see no budget in how they're gonna do it. You guys the budget you're already on is overwhelming to run a sheriff's office. Are we gonna continue that way? I don't know. I guess it probably will with the 3-2 vote.
Mr. Sparty?
Yeah, I'd like to say something. I don't understand why Walworth County wants to get into the business of incarceration, and that's what it is. We're not talking, you guys talk jail. It's not. The sheriff don't want a jail. He wants a prison system So if you're gonna build a prison system, go outside of town. I can understand Selby not being an uproar for this thing. Cause you wanna put it inside the city limits. You wanna build a prison system, go out, buy a quarter of land and build one. The state would probably be happy that we wouldn't have to send them all down southeast. How many I'm gonna ask Jamie here, how many Walworth County prisoners through the year spend more than a week in that jail?
Maybe 30%.
30%. So what they are is they're weekend warriors. They get picked up, they spend a weekend, they go to court on Monday, they get them kicked out Monday.
The majority
basically.
are, and that's the luxury we have, is that we have court once a week, or our costs would be a lot higher because it's basically you collect the prisoners throughout the week, they come to court on Monday, and then the court determines whether they get out or whether they stay in. That's
So
correct.
why in the world is the consensus here to bring somebody in from a different area where they don't want them and house them here at our expense? And it is our expense.
How do you figure that?
How do we pay the taxes, sir?
We pay the taxes.
It costs us probably $5 a day to have a prisoner.
Is there a budget for the jail, for the sheriff's department? Is it adhered to, or
Are you talking sheriff's budget or jail budget? They're separate.
well, it has to be both. It has to be both. If you go over budget, who pays for it? You guys have to dig it out of somewhere. Any organization I belong to, if you have a cost overrun here, you gotta rob Peter to pay Paul. So the budgets that are over there, are they adhered to? If not, where does the money come from? It comes from us out there in the county. So I think you guys are wrong looking at this. Refurbish what you got here. I don't think you need to go into the business of incarceration.
See, and I wanna bring up something else too, and I think the public has the right to know this. Some of the commissioners keep talking about this dollar amount that comes in from the other counties. Is it there? Yeah. But I mean, anybody that's been in any business would know that if you bring in $600,000, I don't think that's pure profit. I even had a commissioner from Potter County ask me one day, man, you guys make that much money up there? I said, well, some people think we do, but I says, you gotta take out the rest of the stuff out of that 600,000. That's not profit. Not, you gotta understand that it's not profit, not all of it. I'm not saying there's not some of it in there that's probably considered profit, but we just set this 600,000, we say this 600,000, like, wow, we're making good money. That's not very true. I think the public need to know the truth.
Well, Scotty, why don't you take that $600,000 and lay it out and show them what's profit in it? Why are we just talking numbers? There's somebody that knows how to do this. If we got a problem in dividing out dollars, I'm sure that the Treasury can do it and tell you exactly how much money is left over, 600,000 of income. If you deduct all the costs of operations, I'll bet.
If you go to that bed system, how many employees do you have now over in the jail system versus what's gonna have to be put in there for that? Where does the growth of that jail stop? This thing was built in the beginning, and then it was added on. And it was said after the add-on, we'd never have to increase it. Now we want to increase it again. but it's not for Walworth County people. That's the part that the public out there doesn't like. It's not for Walworth County people.
Okay, Mr. Roanhorse, he came up with a proposal, I don't know when this was, 2013.
You mind if I shut this door?
We can't.
Huh? I can't.
Can you hear, yeah, if you can just come up, Lynn, if you can't hear very
There's enough
well.
talking going on.
Lynn, sit up there.
Here, why don't you sit here? I'll stand up, so
No,
you can
I'm
hear.
Okay, I'll just stand.
Oh, okay.
And what I'm concerned about, when he did this in 2013, he thought we'd have in 2015 an average daily use of 16.9. And then he came back and it has increased to 18.6. And 2020, he thought it would be 18.6, and now he projects 28 persons per day in bed from Walworth County only. In 25, it's up to 35, and in 2030, it's up to 58 persons per day. Now, what are we gonna do when we get to 58?
Okay, that's very fine. That's very fine what you say. What are we gonna do with the Walworth County people when we got all the other people coming in that are not Walworth County people? We gonna kick them out? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that.
So then,
What
then
I'm
in
saying-
10 or 15 years, you're
What
gonna
I'm-
come back and we're gonna say, now we need to go to a 150 bed system.
What I'm saying is, it's better if we could get some out-of-county money to help pay for it now, instead of getting up here to 2030 and then having the county have to come up with $20 million for a utility.
I understand what you're saying.
And that's
but-
where I'm coming from. I think it's about time that we do something and have out-of-county money helping us. I don't want the people of our county paying for this, but if we keep getting more people from our county in jail on a daily basis, it's gonna come to that point.
But where do you make the cut after they help us build this? Where do you make the cut and say, hey, you can't bring your people here no more?
We want this designed so that we could build, add on when it gets to that point, and not at very much of a cost. And that would be on the second floor of that building. Add more pods. This is the thing, the pods right now, when we started this, the pods cost $10,000 a pod. That's for 2 people in a pod. Right now, it's up to $17,000 a pod. It's just going up. It's going up over 10% a year in cost. When do you want to do this? We're going to have to do it eventually. When do you want to do it? You want to wait 20 years when it's going to be $20 million, or you want to do it now and get it paid for with out-of-county people helping you?
Why don't you just let the people vote on it and see what they have to say? Why don't you just take it out of your hands, put all your proposals on one sheet in the newspaper, Selby, Mobridge, the full spread, here it is, black and white. Now you tell us what you want to do. Why don't you do that instead of trying to ram it down us?
No, this is why we want to get this, Brad he can do that, and we would like to have him come in and do a contract on that. If it's voted on and approved, then he can come in here and he can tell us what it's gonna cost and everything like that, because he knows how to do this. We don't have, that's why we have this on the proposal to hire him to do that. But that's gonna cost money too. You can't do anything without costing money.
I understand that, I realize that, but I think you guys are going the wrong direction. I think you've come into Fork Road and you're trying to take them both.
I don't see what's to worry about it, let the public decide. Public have that right.
How are the public gonna decide if we don't get somebody in here to present it like he's talking about?
To decide what you wanna build. Anybody that doesn't take a lot of knowledge to know that something needs to be done over there, I don't think anybody's arguing that point. It's the determine what direction we should go. Not waste a bunch of money with Brad if all of a sudden the public says, no, we don't want this.
Well, what are we gonna do?
How's the public gonna know if we don't get Brad's best numbers?
until we have some numbers, we were ahead of ourselves talking PFIC, and it didn't hurt to get a proposal, but until we get numbers, we're just spinning our wheels.
Do the same thing that Falk did, put a dollar limit on there, so if it comes in over this, then it's a no-go, if it comes in under it, it's a go. That's the same thing that Falk did down there. And that's how they got it voted through, they put a dollar limit on there and says, here's your dollar limit, if it comes in under that, we'll build it, if not.
So we're just gonna pull a number out of the air?
No, we got numbers that we.
We got estimates from Dean, we have got no numbers.
We got people that say that these numbers are, we overbuilt this plan tremendously. Use that number. That number is way overrated. 7.8 million.
I believe that proposal was for phase one and phase two. Brent said you could approve for phase one, and he'd be fine with that, that would get you your numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys talked to him. I told him to call you two because you guys had questions, but, never got a hold of him, so.
Brad?
Yes.
You know, Josh, I keep getting asked this question and I can't answer it. Hopefully you can answer it. I've had people ask me, how many deputies would you need if we'd build that new jail? So why not answer that? How many deputies would we need? I see we just got another deputy this other day. How many deputies is Walworth?
What do you mean?
Oh, she can be
She's a jail
a,
employee, she's been here over a year.
but I mean, how many deputies do we need
I didn't
then?
add one to the sheriff's office, Scott.
Okay, but how many deputies would we need? I get asked that question all the time. I can't answer.
Like I said, it goes by what I think we need.
So I mean, we'd have that jail full. We'd probably more than likely need quite a few more. If I'm guessing, if we got this little jail here now, we increase the size, we'd more than likely need more jailers. Not jailers, I mean deputies.
And the jail deputies in?
Walworth County deputies.
Right here from Brad, operating a 20-bed jail will have a similar operation cost as a 50 or 60-bed jail. When we get our jail staffed the way he recommended.
Well, probably.
3 people on a shift.
And then if we had.
That's what he recommended for this jail now.
And then he knows all of the legal ramifications.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, why can't we put it to a public vote?
We could.
There's no reason you can't.
But we just will have some numbers to take to the public first.
Accurate ones.
Yeah, they should be accurate. Like what it's gonna cost to run it. Which is 3 times what it's gonna cost to build it.
It's gonna cost that to run this one. If you read his proposal and his federal the federal document we got.
Well, if we want to keep being a regional jail,
Whether we have 1 prisoner or 50
I
or 30.
disagree with you. That's one person,
One federal
that's
justice
one person's
investigator.
opinion. One
That's-
person's opinion.
That's his
But
job.
you have an opinion too, and why do you think your opinion is correct? I think Brad's opinion is a heck of a lot more important than your opinion is.
Depends if you want to be a regional jail. If we wanted to just house enough for ours, then we don't have to have 22 employees.
You have to, because we
No,
don't.
you don't have to.
Where are you coming up with that? That is not federal.
That is a federally recommended statute. That's not
Oh, now
what
here we
it
go.
has to be.
Now we go with the recommended.
Who's gonna inspect us? Nobody's gonna inspect us. That's one person's federal opinion. Who's gonna
We get
inspect
into a
it?
lawsuit.
Yeah. If
Well,
we-
we're gonna get a lawsuit now because he told them everything that they need to do to break out of there. Put it up to a public vote, that's all I'm saying. I think the taxpayers of this county, we owe it to the taxpayers of this county to put it to a public vote.
All right, we've gotten that, enough of that.
I would like to make a motion that we put it to a public vote. I'll make a motion right now that we put this to a public vote. We'll let the taxpayers decide which way we wanna go.
What's the question?
With that, can we do that now?
It's on the agenda.
It's kind of on there, consider a motion to explore the financing options for the jail to let the public vote on the issue.
I'll make a motion that we go with the USDA proposal and put it to a public vote.
Which is the USDA one, Kevin?
The general obligation bond, par amount of 5.8 million. Interest rate is 3.375. Public vote, 60% approval required.
And that would be a 54-bed facility, is that right?
Correct.
So I would assume then your motion would be is to have a vote on whether Walworth County is to construct a 54-bed facility and use the general obligation bond as a source of funding, not to exceed whatever dollar amount you put on there. I would assume that's what your motion's gonna be, but you need to put a dollar amount unless you wanna put that 5.8 million on there.
We'll put the 7.28 million on there because we got 2 million committed by Walworth County for the building fund already. We'll put it as 7.8 million. And put it to a vote of the public.
Did you get all that back here, is it clear as mud?
I'll just have to play back the video.
Okay. Well, we should know what you're voting on. We should probably get a specific motion, and so I would think that your motion would wanna be that,
Okay, I'll redo my motion. I will make a motion that we go either with Doherty and Company or USDA, they're both a public vote, for $7.8 million jail, and put it to a vote to the public to see if they want to build a new jail for this or not. If it comes, it has to come in less than, no more than 7.8 million for the building. Just the building cost.
Is this for a regional jail, or is it for the jail of Walworth County people, or what's this for?
This would be for, with the plans that we got now, it'll still be a regional jail. For 54-bed jail.
No matter how you look at it, I mean, if something needs to be done over there, I mean, if you're gonna get people to vote, you should have, there should be two options. Just stands to reason that it,
well, I think the whole question, I don't mean to interrupt, but I think the whole question here is, what size of jail are you gonna have?
54
And right now
bed.
you're at 54 bed. And the next question is what's the funding option? So basically Doherty and Company and USDA are basically under the same thing, which is where we're going to borrow the money
Correct.
to construct the facility. So really, it's just two different ways of funding. Both of those ways are referable, since we are going to potentially borrow the money. When we borrow the money, that's when we get the referendum issue, so.
Well, this would, according to the way I read this, it has to have a public vote to get approved for this.
When,
These would have to have a public vote to approve it.
correct. So then you would do that, but both of these, I don't think you have to break them up, because both of them are basically under the same
Right.
thing. It's whether it's gonna be a public vote or not, once you approve that, so.
This would
And
put
then you
it,
need to set your dollar amount, which you
this
did.
would, this would be putting it to the public vote.
Before
But then if you-
excuse me, before you even go that far, could you just put an insert into the papers, fill it out, questionnaire, fill it out, send it back to the county? You're gonna get returns on them 100%, you're gonna get maybe 30% back, but it gives you an idea at that time what the consensus is gonna be from the county pay, and it would cost you nothing, basically. Am I getting through? Do you understand what I'm saying?
This is what upsets me more than anything on liability, and it says, officials, which we are, may be found to be deliberate indifferent if they fail to address the known risk of serious harm, or even if they should have known of the risk. Ignorance is no defense. Failure to protect inmates may result in liability. In some extreme situations, defendant agencies may be ordered to pay punitive damages. A U.S. Supreme Court decision held that punitive damage may be even assessed against individual defendants when indifference is demonstrated. And that means if we don't do something, we can be held responsible ourselves.
I understand that,
And I'm not
but you know something, with a brand new 54 jail, you got that same sheet of paper hanging in front of you. If an inmate slips and falls on a wet floor, you got the same piece of paper hanging in front of you. That don't make no difference what you're talking about. The liability is always there in a business. The liability is always there in a business.
But what I'm saying is, I don't want them coming after me individually, and they could.
I don't believe they can come after you individually.
That's exactly what it says here.
They can?
Yeah, they can. The Supreme Court. The case law that proves it.
Yeah. And that's a problem that I see.
I think no matter how new it is, just
Does
like
anybody
Lynn
else
said,
have
it's
it?
still there. What it
The-
is.
We are working to correct the problem. We're putting
the
it to a
liability
vote
It's always gonna be there. It's just what you're liable for. It's exposure is what you're exposed
There's no difference between exposure and liability, it's both factor the same thing. So it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh, I got 54.
We're kinda getting off task.
We have a motion. Huh? What?
Well, I made the motion.
You wanna read it, Becky? Just so we know, everybody's clear on.
What I got from Kevin was motion to use either USDA or Doherty and Company for financing for a $7.8 million jail, up to a $7.8 million jail, and to put it to a public vote to see if they want this. If the cost will fall under $7.8 million for a 54-bed facility.
Right.
The other thing you may wanna change though is actually Doherty and Company is one of many companies that offer the opt-out potential tax levy, and then USDA is one of several that do the general obligation bonds. So I would suggest that you replace, either you do the opt-out tax levy or the general obligation bond, rather than use the company names that would offer that. Because there can be multiple
Yeah.
companies that do that. Basically, that's what you're saying is,
Right.
either go through the opt-out or the general obligation.
Right.
Motion has been made. Second.
Okay.
Any discussion? Have a roll call vote on it. Jim?
No.
Kevin?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
And I say no. So it's a tie. Okay.
Can you push it to a tie? Can the chair push it to a tie?
Yes.
I would have to look for sure.
I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
Phyllis, do you know? Yeah. Do you know offhand if the chair can push it to a tie?
Excuse me? I think it has to be postponed until there is a third vote. I think, I'm not positive, there've been some changes since. You have a newer book than,
I know they
Robert's
did
Rules of Orders.
$80,000 Lincoln deal. Chairperson put it in a tie.
Well, if we leave it as a tie right now. There's nothing that says you can't bring it back in
At the next meeting.
at the next meeting. If you say it is, what's a good word for it? If the chair doesn't vote, then it would be in favor, so then you would have to. I need to think on this one. I don't know the answer off the top of it. I don't wanna say what I think without knowing for sure. So that's just gonna open a can of worms.
Well, then let's move
Call
on.
the state secretary for the, call the state clerk and find out.
I'll have to call a company. State's not gonna give us an answer right away. You probably have to call our assurance company.
Okay, on 7/8/17, recording votes by county commissions. Wherever any board of a county commission shall act upon any petition, adoption, any resolution, make an appointment to fill any vacancy in the county office, or enter into final order in any proceeding pending before any such board, the members shall vote by yes, yeas, or nays, and the record of each vote shall be kept by the county auditor, who shall include the same in the publication reported in the minutes, containing the record of such actions, resolutions, appointments, and orders. That's 7/8/17.
That doesn't address that issue though.
Yeah, it does.
But it has nothing to do with, can the chair put it to a tie?
It would do that because it would ask that how I would want to vote. So that's why it would be in my vote on that too. Okay, consider motion to the, consider a motion for the wage increase for Glenn Bissett. Okay.
that he completed his, jail certification.
We have a motion to that effect. Second? Any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Consider a motion to allow chairperson to sign a contract with consultant Brad Compy for jail operations and future planning consulting services. Have a motion to that effect? Second? I'll second that. Any discussion?
What's it gonna cost?
$28,000.
Need some bad money again.
Unless you wanna do phase one, like I told you, you guys.
Let's just throw more money out there, before we even figure out what we wanna do.
There was two figures on there, one complete one after phase two and one just for phase one. I don't have it in front of me. $3,500 for phase one, facilities planning. And then it outlines what it is, for $3,500.
I think you got it, Becky.
He'll come up with the numbers to tell us what it's gonna cost to run one, what it's gonna cost to build, what it'll cost to remodel this and make it come compliant. Which in my business with him is not a whole lot different than the cost of a new one. To bring this old facility with bad foundations up there. Because once you start renovating, you've gotta come in compliance with all the regulations.
Probably not if you build a jail for Walworth County and not for 18 other counties.
Just as soon as you start renovating there, you gotta, they told us that since I've been on this board. You gotta bring it up to code on everything.
Size doesn't matter. So do you put up a shop 40 by 40 or 100 by 200? Make a difference. Size matters.
Okay, that would be 3,500 for phase one.
Phase
Phase one would be 3,500.
Are you changing your motion to phase one?
Yeah, just put on the phase one. Okay, a motion has been made and seconded to sign a contract with consultant Grant Hoppy for $3,500 for phase one. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay.
Nay.
So that rolls on to next time, please. Okay, consider motion to transfer $427,726.04 from the general fund to the building renovations fund. All those in, okay.
I so move.
Okay. There was a second to that?
Where we come up with that number?
That's
That's
what
her
was
number.
receipted in between January and June into the treasurer's office for boarding revenue.
I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to transfer $427,726.04 into the general billing fund. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in, we'll go roll call. Jim?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
And myself, yes. Okay. Anything else, Josh?
No, thank you.
I guess I got one thing for you, Josh. What's with the phone calls that's been happening lately in Walworth County and that? I've heard so many.
What phone calls?
About the survey.
Oh. Checking into it, it was, they're cloning numbers, it's coming up different numbers, this one was a insurance agency. There is a survey out there, and it's legal form to do it, it's just that one of the people on the other end of the phone shared that it's an approved survey by Walworth County, and that's what the issue was. I know Kevin came and talked to me about it, and I talked with some other people about it. Kate Valentine, and I received a phone call from her apologizing that they're not following the script. But also received a phone call from Michelle Harrison on it, but it should be rectified now.
They were still calling yesterday.
Well, they're calling on the DC deal, and on the vote, your vote here. What is wrong with that? It's part of the.
I didn't get the call.
Well, you probably wouldn't.
We didn't approve the survey, that's the problem.
The survey, you don't have to approve a survey.
But if it's on
No,
behalf of the
that's-
Walworth County Commissioners, I think we do. I think we should.
That's the dilemma. You don't have, you're right, you don't have to approve a survey, but they can't give false information stating that.
They did not give, listen, did you get one?
No, I don't know anything about
Well,
it.
I got one. I listened to it.
My wife got 3 of them from DC yesterday.
And I listened to every bit of it, what she said. She never promoted one thing. She asked the question, what would you do? How do you want to vote?
Did they say that it was approved by the Walworth County
I
Commission?
didn't know, they didn't have to say it was, it is not, it doesn't need to be approved by you guys.
I called,
But they can't falsely say that it was approved.
They did not say that.
Then they're.
Well, that's
okay.
that's what one of the accusations is, that something like that, to that effect was
Chamber of
stated.
Commerce,
So,
Chamber of Commerce approved it.
I know who approved it.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
So that's.
I said it was legal. I didn't say it's
Okay,
illegal.
but your text on your phone doesn't, kind of indicates that maybe this isn't legal.
No. I took care of that on my Facebook page.
Oh, but I don't get Facebook, I'm sorry.
Okay. I took care of that on Facebook.
All right, but it was on your phone at one time, saying whether it was legal or not legal, or
A scam.
scam.
Yep, it came out as a scam.
Came
correct.
out as a scam on there.
Until I found out more about it, then
Okay,
I
but I don't think
retracted
that's
that
one
part.
of them things you should put on the phone without knowing exactly what is there. Cause I read it and I say, Jesus, what is this? You're
Well,
telling me this is a scam?
there's been so
I was
many of them.
waiting for a call to come in, I got one last night. That's why I'm here.
Right.
Okay,
I
we have to
understand
move
now.
on.
You understand where I'm coming from?
Yep, I do.
Okay, that's all I care about, but don't put something out there until you know exactly how it's right. This has nothing to do with these people.
and, do
It's
you
not.
feel the landowner has a right to
Okay,
make a
thank you.
decision on his own land?
Yep.
I hung up.
Okay, all right. Okay. Partial payment request? Thanks.
Chair, if you like, Randy?
You kinda wanna just break down the plan now. You got it already?
Randy owes $851.03 in the second half of this year. He has ideas on how to get it paid off, or else he'd like to set up a payment plan. You wanna tell him what you wanna do, or?
Well, I could do $100 every other week, and I'm waiting on a check from the pet store. They bought some puppies from me, and the puppies that they got ended up getting sick. So she's trying not to pay me, and I just got the blood work and everything last week from my vet saying that the puppies I have are healthy, so the disease they picked up at the pet store.
Nyla, how much is the second half taxes?
$202.02.
So really it'd be $1,051.03 for the, throughout, and how delinquent are the taxes and how far back do we go?
Goes back to 2011 taxes, so we are taking up the tax deed property this
Okay.
year.
So realistically then, if we do, we don't wanna set you up for failure. We want you to set you up for success to get the county paid. I'm thinking $100 or $150 a month due on the,
Did you see that?
oh, you paid
Yes, I
down
paid-
$1,369, so
yes.
you've already made it.
Yes.
I would say probably then $100 or $150 a month. It would take less than a year to get him caught
It
up.
ain't even gonna take that long. It will be paid by the 1st of October, guaranteed.
If you agree at $100 a month, you can always prepay.
Right, and see, that's been the problem. I talked to Nyla about that too. Making the payments, if I can do a payment deal, that would be great.
That would be my recommendation, is that make a motion to accept $100 a month against the delinquent taxes he'd be caught up in.
I so move.
Is that kind of what you're looking for also,
Second.
That's
Nyla?
up to you.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve $100 a month. And talk about that.
Okay?
Okay.
When is this dated?
First, what? August, or you just paid a bunch in June, I would say start 1st of September. That way we're not setting them up to fail, we're setting them up to succeed.
And
Because
there's,
you don't know how long your dog thing is gonna be.
yeah, right.
And it's better
right.
to know what you can pay for sure, rather than start out and then not be able to make your payment when things may not go the way you're thinking they're gonna
Right,
go. So-
and I need to get somebody to reassess the property, because I recently purchased a different house right next door, because the house that I was in, we're gonna condemn it. Actually, we were gonna, fire department was gonna burn it down until the burn ban came on. They was gonna do a practice drills. So now with the burn ban, we can't do that. So now I'm trying to get so we can tear it down.
I know you need to talk to Deb, right?
Lonnie Kerman's already talked to me about it, so
Yes.
it's on my list of properties to expressly look at.
Yes, because like I said, the house, we're gonna be tearing the house down.
This will be before the next assessment year, so what's there is there. I'm not gonna go backwards, but I will look at it.
Okay.
All those in
Thank
favor?
you.
Thank you.
Okay. All those in favor of having Randy pay $100 a month, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, I guess under, his deal, it's just the, employee policy clarification. And that's, 3.1 definition, and then 6.5. And I guess, should we do those individually?
No, you just approve the changes to the personnel policy. The reason behind these changes is because with the dental and vision and the new insurances that we signed up for, the insurance company needed something stated in policy, who is eligible for what benefits, whether they're elected, whether commissioned, whether appointed, full-time, part-time, whatever Jerry Coster's full-time, part-time. And so they just needed it basically stated in our policy who's eligible. So Ryan just went in and pretty much just spelled it out for them. That's what the reason behind these changes are.
Make motion to approve the changes.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll go grab her.
We can do this next one then, number 12.
Very
We're
good.
voting on
Did
it.
that already? You did that question. I think you did step out.
You might have stepped up.
Yeah, you
So,
did.
Anybody know what motions were made?
Motion
I
to
did make that
approve.
motion.
Not me.
You too.
Kevin made it.
I don't care which one of us
I don't
did.
care.
Made a motion to transfer.
I think you did step out.
Hi, thanks
Good
again
morning.
for a little moment of your time. I just wanted to update you that I do have 4 individuals that have returned applications for the position. I had a few more that had asked, but they haven't come back. It's been about 4 weeks. I would like to have Dave and Kevin or whoever's gonna be on that interviewing committee with the advisory board to gather some dates. So hopefully in August, we can take a look at getting together and moving this forward.
August 3rd.
Do you want something in the morning, do you think, or the afternoon or evening? Alrighty, I will get in touch with the commission up there in Campbell County, let them know.
And we'll go up there.
And you'll,
What time do you want? 10 o'clock? 11 o'clock?
If they want to do like 10, so you can have your chores done.
if you have, you know, if you do it at 10 and make your decisions, do you want me to call and set up interviews for all of them, or do you want to, for on the 3rd, August 3rd? All right, I will get a hold of the commission up there, and I will see if that works for them. If you want to stop by and let me know. Other than that, we're moving forward for fair time. Things seem to be going pretty smooth. Can't wait till we get this person in place. I won't have any hair left by the time this achievement days is over, but we are rolling, so that's all I have unless you have questions.
Okay.
Alrighty, thanks.
Okay. Under old business, we get so much money out of the alcohol, right? And how much have we received this year?
$15,430.01. $15,430.01.
Now that can either go into the law enforcement someplace, right?
It can be used to offset the state's attorney's budget, law enforcement, jail.
Or the jail, or the sheriff's department.
The auditor's correct.
What's that?
That you can be used for several things. For offsetting, basically law enforcement directed stuff, so. What were the state's attorneys and then law enforcement, anything that spins off that pretty much, which would be sheriff or jail or police, right, Becky?
Yep.
Do you have anything that you would like to use that money for, Josh?
This $15,430 is going towards budgets that are what, in excess of. What's the sheriff's budget this year?
It's on page 20.
The sheriff's budget this year is $347,900. The jail's budget is $822,600. And the state's attorney's budget is $211,325. So after you look at all those budgets and you're thinking about $15,000 and we just wanna go and give it to the sheriff's office again, I think it's already being spent plenty, and plus all the jail boarding revenue you're bringing in is going to the building fund, so there's really nothing going to offset the cost of operating the jail the way it is. I suggest as the auditor that you leave the money in the general fund, because it's already being spent.
I'll make that motion.
There's no motion needed.
It would only be if you're going to allocate it to something specific, because right now it just goes into the general fund, correct?
Right.
If you want to allocate that as a funding source for a department, then you would make the motion.
You wouldn't need it.
So we want that to go into the sheriff or the jail to help offset their,
In the general fund.
Yeah, because their expenses are coming out of the general fund anyway, so they don't have to do anything with it. It's already paying for part of their expenses.
any other old business?
Renee just texted me that their increase they're requesting is 2.9% for a total of $37,049.50. That is the same increase the ambulance was requesting, was 2.9%. Right under 3 out.
We'll probably discuss that this afternoon when we get to it.
Yep.
Or whenever we.
I just thought I'd let you know, she just sent that.
Okay, any other old business? Any new
Yes.
business?
Motor carriers are out, so, if you haven't noticed, they're weighing vehicles all over the place. So, don't say you don't know if you get caught.
I'm not driving.
That's good. I'm talking about overweight vehicles. They're out weighing vehicles, checking logbooks. So just so everyone knows that they are out in force weighing vehicles, checking. They were here last week quite a bit, right here at the junction. So, make sure that you're in compliance, because I know they did. We didn't get any overweights, but Campbell County got a $15,000 cost penalty in their county on overweight vehicles. So cost penalties add up. They do a lot of damage to the roads. The legislature imposed those cost penalties because, and Penny can attribute, overweight vehicles do a ton of damage. And I do not modify the cost penalties. If you get whacked with, we had one person with a $20,000 cost penalty. $112 fine, $20,000 cost penalty. The only one that was modified is we had the motor carriers come back in and redo their measurements, and the cost penalty went down from $10,000 to $2,700, I believe. But I haven't modified any cost penalties, and I'm not going to. So make sure that, I just want to get the word out to everyone. Do not, a lot of people are moving grain and things like that around. Make sure that you're in compliance with those, because the cost penalties can be more than the load that you're hauling. So just so everyone's aware and knows that they're out. So that's all I have.
The new electronic log deal that's going into effect, that doesn't apply to farmers or anything.
I don't know for sure if it's a federal mandate, and I have not caught up on that. If it's gonna require the electronic logging system and things like that, I would assume it probably does not apply to agriculture, but I do not know for sure. I think it's just over-the-road operators that continuously use that vehicle for transportation, as opposed to a farm vehicle that would be mainly harvest and field to elevator. But yeah, don't be I hate, people call me and they have a sad story, but I'm just like, I'm sorry. And it used to be, under the Janko administration, is he would take away your county highway funds if a state's attorney cut out the cost penalty. So we just kind of maintain, remember that, Penny? And it created, there was a $30,000 or $40,000 cost penalty going across the bridge in Pier that someone had to pay. So just don't get yourself in that situation, because there really isn't much I'm going to do for you. And the cost penalties are huge. Just a word to the wise.
Okay, any new business?
I have some new business. Some of the fire departments in the area have been getting calls from a couple dive teams. They're wanting to possibly form a dive team, rescue recovery team. Right now, I know Blenheim's looking at it. Mobridge has got some people interested. I was supposed to bring up to the county, being there's a lot of departments around. It'd be more of a regional deal. It could go down as far as Gettysburg, if Gettysburg has got some people. Timberlake has got one or two guys that would volunteer to do it. I talked to Shannon about possibly getting some grants. I was gonna talk to Ryan about getting some grants, but what's your opinion of county kicking in, see if it can get some grants for equipment for a dive team?
Didn't Mobridge have one in here a few years
It's
ago?
been disbanded for years.
I thought they had it just a few years ago.
Hmm?
I thought it was just a few years ago.
I just remember when they were talking about getting this stuff and
Disbanded.
and some jet skis and this and that, and I never did hear anything
This
after that.
would be dive equipment only. The closest ones we got now are Lemon, which they require a 3-hour notification, or Pier, which requires a 2-hour notification.
2 hours is taking that long to get here. To Woolwich from.
That's just for
Just
them to get,
to get organized.
that's just for them to get a team put together down in Pier and then drive here.
Who did they have to have recover the drowning that
Pier,
came up and did that?
and I was on the boat with them the whole time, so. They said that they would come up and help do training too, when I talked to them on the boat that day. But it's, Glenham's interested in doing it, but they don't think that they should fund the whole thing, being it's gonna be other departments, and you don't even have to be a fireman to be on there. There's other ones around that are dive certified that we could get them involved in it too, so it's not necessarily just a fire department thing, but it would be probably through,
You could call it like the North Central Water Rescue Team or something like that. It doesn't even have to be, it's just who's gonna pay for that cost is what you're
I think it
asking.
would probably go through probably Shannon as the emergency manager to, as a contact point, or who's ever's the head of that dive team.
Becky?
Don't you think that maybe there should be something Warhawk involved? If there's gonna be Timberlake people and all these counties? Because then all the counties might have to kick in.
Either Warhawk or emergency management somewhere.
Well, Warhawk is the district for our emergency management.
Does that include Gettysburg too?
Yes.
Okay. Probably wouldn't hurt to explore different things, but as a county, would you be willing to explore the option of helping with funding of it?
I think you have to figure out what it's even gonna cost, and like I said, maybe it should get amongst all the counties that it involves. So it ain't just one county.
It's about 2,000 per set of gear. I need 4 sets.
Like, where would you even put it? I mean,
Who's ever, probably end up putting it in a trailer somewhere and to have it accessible to, if somebody wants to go training, they can take it out, take the trailer out and go train. The training to get certified to do it, there's a guy from, I forget where he said, but would come up and do it. If there's 8 people, it would cost, I think about $700 a person to do it. But if we got more than that, the price would come down. Start off in the pool in Mobridge and do 5 dives there and then go out to the river.
Dave.
Like, why did the one in Mobridge disband?
I do not know.
I think a lot of them got older, weren't as agile as,
Membership was
and
dropped
membership,
down, and
yeah.
I'm the one that disbanded the team,
It wasn't a lot of the guys were getting older, and
and then we had new members.
is there like a trailer or anything that,
It was all donated, given to the fire department there.
so Mobridge Fire Department does have like, well, they probably utilize the trailer for something else, but, and I would assume most of the dive equipment's probably obsolete, don't you think? Cause how long ago was it disbanded?
That was a few years ago. Probably 4 or 5 already.
Or check with Ted and Warhawk stuff, or
Well, I think it'd be worth pursuing. See if there's any grant money available and see if Warhawk or other counties are interested.
I talked to Shannon already about it. She's gonna see what she can come up with.
Okay. Anything else?
Then I have one other thing. There's a big rumor pushing around about replacing the emergency management officer around. Does anybody know where that's coming from?
Never even heard it.
It's out there. Ted Schweitzer knows about it already, so he's heard it quite a few times. I was just curious if anybody knew where it was coming from, if it was coming out of your office for hiring some new deputy to be emergency manager, or?
Nope.
Okay. That's all I got.
Okay, anything else? A motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second?
Second.
Okay, we're adjourned.